I found Reassembly, and this game has just by far exceeded my expectations. I was just expecting it to be some asteroids shooter, and it's just really amazing. You have like this whole system where it's like these natural ecosystems, and you just feel like you're this animal in this biosphere. Really, the only thing the game lacks is an evolutionary algorithm for ship designs. Now here, this ship, I call it the Death Cloud because it's just so ridiculously unconventional. And anyone who knows my playstyle in games know that I don't play to win. I play to make unconventional bullshit and get away with it. And this ship just exemplifies unconventional bullshit because I have these armor spikes and just a fuck ton of thrusters in back, and yes, the nuclear death plow. Let's see, how much mass? Nah, nuke is so worth the mass. Actually, this, I don't know if it's better or not without a bunch of mass, but as you can see, I can just rip through asteroids. Unfortunately, it has weak armor, and it's really not good for combat against dreadnoughts, but pretty much everything else except dreadnoughts, it just plows through, and like, you can relocate stations because it has such ridiculous thrust, and it's just such that unconventional philosophy that I love. And then of course the nuke is great for I find ramming things and then nuking them. I'll try and find some fighters so I can just drift into them, and it's just the most ridiculously fun thing ever. It's been a while since I've used this ship. I've been playing conventionally too much. The side spikes aren't very useful all the time, but when they are, they're very useful. The nuke is a bit slow. It needs to have the right initial speed. The fun thing about this ship is you can just drift anywhere and just really not give a damn about your surroundings and just plow through all of it. There. That's what I was wanting. The trouble is, I had to really reinforce the front armor because the struts holding the spikes would break, and then the spikes, the debris, would get stuck inside my ship and it would damage my ship, and that was the biggest source of dying I had with the first design. Fear the death plow! So I don't even have backwards thrusters on this thing. I just ram things until I turn around. I think that the yellow race is just kind of bad. I mean, they're great if you can get close because of the QD beams, but they die so easily. Yeah, this thing does not handle mid-range weapons well. Close-range weapons don't really do that much, though, because they're dead before they can DPS you. Even the proton swords aren't really effective against the armor. I kind of wish I had backwards thrusters right now. Fear the death plow! Oh boy, I have cover now. It's fucked. Oh, it has cover too. It's hard to get a good alignment to exploit the aspect ratio. I tend to take an unconventional approach to this race because I just like to stack onto a single gun, and I just build the entire ship around the gun. This is the mothership design. I have a more practical cruiser design. Yeah, without all the extra, it's much cheaper. I always forget that I can use the main gun steer because it has such a ridiculous impulse, and I'm about to design a ship around that. As you can see in fleet combat, I've actually not really seen the AI use the ship properly for whatever reason, but it just shreds pretty much everything, especially if you pulse it. But it's really hard because you have to balance the pulsing with the thrusters. I love to just torture ships and rip off parts of them around the core. Ones with heavy armor are always trouble. This one doesn't know how to deal with drones. Sometimes I'll deplete the drones, or deplete my energy using drones to get the weak stream, and that way my thrusters can keep up with it. After starting on the new prototype, I just eventually realized that a single gun with high turning is better than a two-gun design. But then ultimately I just realized that the original was far better, including its gun. Although the prototype does have really impressive DPS, like when you see it shearing through this asteroid, it's just not nearly as good, and is just a neat concept.